Hey, welcome everybody. This is Dee Willis. You know I teach you all the skills that you need along with the mindset to go along with it to accomplish those goals. And I kind of want to do something a little different. I want to talk to you today. I want you to know that there is change in pain. Did you know that? Did you know there is change in pain? At first glance, you might think that pain is something you want to stay the hell away from. But looking back in hindsight, I see something completely different. The pain you experience throughout your life guides you. It changes your perspective and your perception of self. It can also affect your relationships in life and business. Pain doesn't have to bring about negative outcomes. According to the psychologist Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun, they discovered that positive growth can occur when a person endures psychological struggles following adversity. They call it PTG, which is post-traumatic growth. Now, I didn't even know this existed, but I've experienced it. Sometimes it takes a traumatic event or something painful to occur in a person's life in order for them to seek out a solution they would have otherwise ignored. It's no secret that I've always wanted to work for myself, but over time, I fell victim to the same level of mediocrity as everybody else. I allowed the naysayers to take over, thinking that maybe they were right and I just need to follow the path that society laid out to reach success so the struggling would stop. So I did all the things, finished high school, went to college, didn't necessarily struggle through college, but it took me a long time because I had children and I was a single mom. And then finally I got a job that was making the most money I've ever made up to that point in my life. So the feeling of accomplishment was very overwhelming for me. I felt like I was finally there, like I was finally successful. No more struggles, and the lack of struggle led to loyalty. Okay. I was mentoring, going through emergent manager training, doing team lead, to acting as the associate director. Things were looking up for me. I jumped through every hoop they laid out in front of me with ease. Then I got slapped in my face once it was announced that the permanent director was the same person I was training. He got the position without even going through half of the things, not anything actually, that I was told I had to go through to even get the job. According to the way the company was set up, you had to go through these milestones and these steps to properly get into that position. And I went through every last one of them. But my direct boss was just as clueless and disappointed as I was, because he seen how hard I worked and he wanted me to be the director under him. So he went to bat for me because it wasn't the proper procedure, like when getting into management. Later, he was told that I was his workhorse and he shouldn't want to promote me. He didn't agree with that. He didn't even like that. He didn't even like the terminology workhorse, quote unquote. So basically, they were holding me back purposely. Their minds were focused, the powers that be, their minds were focused on loss, not gain. They were more concerned about their numbers and not my professional growth and development. What small brains some people in this world have. They're not thinking about it as though they would be multiplying me when I have my team. They just wanted me to stay there because I was good at what I did and they didn't want to lose those numbers. Don't be those people. Several opportunities had come my way throughout that time frame, but I didn't take them because I was comfortable. I was moving up in the company I was with. I just knew I was going to be all good. More money, no struggle, just living my best life. Trick, no good. No good. The company began to lay people off. Someone who had never met me nor knew of any of my struggles to make it that far in my life had the power to flip a switch and take everything I worked so hard for away from me. That was more than a slap in my face. So not only did you slap me once, you turned around and slapped the other cheek. Okay? It was in that very moment I realized that I couldn't count on anyone but myself. That traumatizing and painful experience gave me a new perspective on life and on corporate America. I vowed to never jump through hoops and work that hard ever again for somebody else other than myself. I knew what I was capable of doing because I did it, but I was doing it for the wrong people. I was going to work harder on me and my self-development more than any job. That's when I put all of my skill sets and my passions on the front line. Entrepreneurship became the focus of my being. That's why today I've grown multiple digital assets that are producing income for me online. It's a shame that it takes something that extreme and traumatizing for a person to pay attention to the world around them. It took COVID for the world to wake up. The same feeling of pain, frustration, and insecurity affected the masses. The pain went global. Everyone was in survival mode, buying up the stores, looking for ways to make money. That's when their minds became open to alternative solutions to solve their problems. That's when the most businesses were formed. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, 1 out of every 3 businesses was started during the pandemic. And it was started not local, but with goods and services being sold online. The surge in new business applications came not at the very beginning of COVID because everyone was in panic mode, but once a little bit of dust settled and the solution came their way, that's when the applications started rolling in, more so in the middle of the COVID and toward the end. And that's when they found the solutions they were looking for. When the threshold of pain is reached, change will occur. Pain is such a strong emotion, but studies have shown that post-traumatic growth comes after those who have endured psychological struggles. That's like the rainbow that appears after the storm. Traumatizing events throughout your life will change how you move in one way or another. Lesson learned. After I got laid off, while everyone else was out clubbing, I was at home reading. When they were at events calling me up, I was at home honing my skills. When they were Netflixing and chillings, I was making master plans to have 101 ways to make money. Then it was rapid fire after that. In 2014, I designed my website and began my brand to help others build skills. That same year, I started my publishing company. In 6 months, I published my first novel on Amazon. In 2015, I started a community-based magazine for small business owners. The next year in 2016, I opened up a local clothing boutique. And then in 2018, I started a clothing brand. Right in the middle of COVID in 2020, I started Royal Highness AZ Cosmetics. In 2021, I turned around and started selling digital products, put 43 content books on Amazon. Then in 2022, I opened up my Etsy shop. And then 2023, here we are today. I opened up an eBay store and I'm still growing online income streams to this very day. And I don't watch much TV. I have to binge watch during one of my sprint breaks. Other than that, my TV is just for decoration. Most people have TVs bigger than their library. But my library at this present moment sits at 575 books that I have read. And my TV is only 46 inches. That says something. If you've bought a 75 or 80 inch TV, I need to know how many books you have, how many books you've read. At this point in my life, I feel very confident in my ability to serve. I've helped thousands, not hundreds of thousands, not yet anyway, but I've helped hundreds and I've helped thousands of people over the years learn a skill that they could use to make money working for themselves. The quickest way to start any type of business online is by freelancing. But you have to have a skill to freelance with. And I started years ago, back in 2003, with web designs for small business owners. When you start developing a skill set and cultivate the mindset to match, you will be unstoppable. You won't be worried about if your job stays around or not. You won't feel like your job is a blessing. You are the blessing to the job. And if I'm being honest, that's one of the greatest feelings in the world, when you know that you are working at a place you want to work because you enjoy it, not because you need it to pay your bills. My philosophy has and always will be skills pay bills. The new digital economy allows anyone who is willing to learn a skill set to design the life they want. I go deeper into this in my upcoming book, Success Coded, because we are all coded for success. You just have to tap into it. It's the no BS approach to succeed in life and business. If you want to be one of the first to get your hands on the book and the companion course, then sign up on my website at dwillis.com for her diary newsletter. Get empowered every Sunday while learning skills that could set you free. Until next time.